We're so excited to be giving out this award here on International Women's Day. A great way to celebrate the amazing work being done here in New Hampshire by an amazing set of women. We are very, very excited for this and are glad that you've joined us. My name is Tim Horgan. I'm the Executive Director of the World Affairs Council of New Hampshire. And we are a nonprofit, nonpartisan membership organization located in Manchester, New Hampshire, that's dedicated to helping people better understand the complex global issues of the day. We want to take a moment to thank the people who make this work possible. That includes our mission partner, Southern New Hampshire University, who gives us a great amount of support in order to have these programs function and continue to engage New Hampshire in the world. We also want to thank our members and donors for the ongoing support and interest that they provide in our programs. Truly, without this great network, our work would not be able to continue. I also want to mention that we are a nonpartisan organization, and therefore we do not take any stances on politics, policies, parties, or candidates. We are really here as a platform for discussion and hope that you take the information you learned from our various events to create a better understanding of the world based on the way you understand it. I also want to take a moment to thank our committee members for their wonderful help in sorting through the nominations that we received for this and having the fun yet interesting conversations around who we were going to select for our inaugural award. So a huge thank you to Matt Mowry of the Business New Hampshire magazine, Tina Kassam of the Department for Economic Development here in the state of New Hampshire, Dawn Wivel of Firebrand International, and Chandra Reber from the Center for Women and Enterprise. Without your help to sort through all of this, provide us guidance on what the best way to move forward was, we would not be here today. So a huge thank you to you all for the great work that you did to make this happen. We are very excited, as I've mentioned, to present this inaugural award this year, as well as to look towards the future where we are going to continue to recognize the great work of women doing business here in the state. There is a perception, perhaps, out there that New Hampshire is not a very internationally focused state, or that we don't do a lot of international business. But some of the stats that I'll throw out for you tonight is that New Hampshire exports about $6 billion worth of goods and services every year, which is amazing when you think about the size of our state. And we export to about 180 different countries. So there really is a great number of international connections that are built by the wonderful people who are doing this international work. So to tell you a little bit about the award itself, we came up with the idea as a way to honor the women of the state of New Hampshire who are working to make these global connections, to grow businesses, and to help make the world a little bit of a smaller and more understandable place. We thought that it would be great to do as a International Women's Day award, the tie-in being so wonderful to really support the women of the world and to highlight some wonderful leaders who are here in the States as well as around the world. We had 5 criteria that we were looking at in terms of selecting our awardee this year. And that included someone who held a significant role in a international business, whether it was headquartered here in the state or a subsidiary. We wanted to make sure it was someone who was working here in the state as well. We were also looking for someone who has a unique contribution to the world of international business, and someone who also had a strong community impact, someone who while doing international business was tied to the local community. And our final was to look at a company with a strong corporate social responsibility and DEI efforts. So After sorting through the numbers of nominees that we received, and thank you to everyone who sent in a nomination, we are so excited to be awarding this. We also want to mention that this award is more than just about the dollars and cents of a business. It really is about building community. It's about organizations who are doing more than just selling their products around the world. So, without further ado, we'd like to announce our honoree this year. We are so honored to give the inaugural award to Lindsay Badger of Erics, an engineering firm here in Somersworth, New Hampshire. And some of the things that we brought up or helped decide for us as to why you are our awardee this year is the expansion that your company has seen, particularly during the pandemic. There are obviously some challenges that you guys have faced in that, as we all have, but also just a really great renewed focus on expansion in Europe, particularly a tough market such as Germany to get into the aerospace field there. And then also some insights that we received on your support for the local community through volunteer initiatives and other great programs you guys are running. So congratulations to you. Let me grab our award here for you. So it's a little globe. Hopefully you'll find a nice place on your desk for that. But for those who may not know, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, the work that you're doing internationally, and a little bit about your company as well?
Sure. So I am third generation. My grandfather started the company in 1950, primarily as an engineering firm. My dad took over in the 80s, and I've been on for over 10 years now. So we design, develop, prototype, and manufacture electromagnetic components and linear motors. We're in Somersworth. We do business really everywhere in the world, but primarily in the US and Europe. And we have 25 employees. Awesome group, really wonderful group of people that we work with every day, and we're really fortunate to have some employees that have worked with us for a really long time and really contributed to the success of the business overall.
That's great. So you mentioned that it's a small family-run business, been around since 1950. Can you tell me what it means to you and to an organization like yours to get a recognition like this when, typically it might go to a bigger company? I'm sure people out there can think of their own particular names, but, we really wanted to highlight that you guys are a small family-run business and the impact that you've had on the business community here.
It's awesome. We really appreciate it. Definitely not something that we expected or I expected. But we've done so much work with the state and wonderful groups like NATIC that really have broadened our understanding of the world and some of the markets that we're in. It's definitely a tough thing to be a small New Hampshire-based company. Our resources are limited, but I like to think that we utilize them to the best of our abilities. But no, it's a really wonderful thing, and we really appreciate it.
Well, good. We certainly heard from a lot of people about the great work you guys are doing, and we'd like to bring in one of those people now, Tina Kassam from the Department of Economics. We'll share with our audience as well as you here on the video. So take it away, Tina.
Lindsay, I'm so excited and thrilled to hear that you've received this award. It's been great working with you over the last few years, and especially to watch you develop the international side of your business. It's neat to be able to see the new markets that you're going into and showcasing exactly what New Hampshire has to offer in terms of energy, solutions, quick thinking, and innovation. So congratulations, and can't wait to see what else you're going to be doing in expanding your place on the international market.
All right. Thank you so much, Tina, for your thoughts and insights there. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the growth you guys have seen over the past few years, and particularly in the international market. Obviously, working in aerospace, there have been some certain headwinds with the pandemic and people not traveling, and now we see what's going on in Russia, Ukraine, that may cause some more headwinds. So what have you guys been doing in order to be successful despite these potential challenges?
I would say that we had really good timing. So my husband works with me on the engineering side, and he and I went to Europe in late 2019. So we attended one of the biggest trade shows in Germany. Also visited one of our biggest defense customers that we have, period, but overseas as well. So we were there in November 2018, which really allowed us to spearhead our effort during the pandemic when nobody was traveling. We were all concerned about shutdowns both here and in Germany or Europe in general. So it really offered us the ability to foster the relationships that we had for years, but had kind of reconnected. And it really helped with, I'll say, just the business relationship and the personal connections, where we all knew we were trying to expand, trying to meet our mutual customer needs, because of course we're a subcomponent to pretty much everything that we do. So we all have mutual customers. We all had a really, really huge effort to meet all of those requirements and not stop anything. We were able to do that while increasing our sales effort, because of course with people not traveling and things changing, everybody was able to invest their time a little bit more in kind of, okay, what does the next thing look like, and what are we going to do? How do we expand in a way that makes sense? What are our new products? So it was a good opportunity for us. And honestly, without that trip, I think we would have had a difficult time. But it was a really huge effort, a great opportunity, and I think it really helped us to get through and to kind of build on what we had.
Well, that's just a wonderful story of building connections at the right time, I think. So I'm glad that has worked out for you. I also want to explore just a little bit of your background, too. You obviously grew up in this company. Did you ever expect yourself to be, was there an expectation you were going to join the company? Was there an expectation that you were going to be doing this international kind of work? What was your thoughts growing up about working for your dad?
We don't have a great story with that. We usually try to make one up.
Sure.
No, we were always, as a family company, school vacations, summers, we were there trying to help if we could. Not that there was all that much we could do. But, my dad was always really interested in talking to, I think, all of us, but maybe me in particular, about the business side of things. I was always really interested in it. Didn't really matter what kind of business we were talking about. I was just interested in the business kind of problems and solutions and focused on that. I went to the University of Rhode Island for entrepreneurial management. And at that point, we really didn't have a vision, I'll say, for me coming into the company. I was definitely interested in it in general, but no specific plans. It happened again, timing and luck maybe. But my dad needed some help. I was graduating and I said, all right, I'll come help you. I kind of started off with accounting and general business things. I moved on to business systems and operations. And at some point in one of those transitions, it just became obvious that was kind of where I was meant to be and what would work for us in the future. It gave a great retirement plan to my dad, and it gave an incredible future for myself and my family. Getting my husband involved was awesome. It's been wonderful and incredibly helpful for both of us, I think. So definitely not something that I expected, but looking back, I just don't see it going any other way, and wanting it to go any other way. It's been wonderful.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Can you just talk a little bit about any sort of international experiences that you've had that have really sort of impacted your trajectory? Where does this interest in expanding internationally come from? Can you point to one thing, or is it just sort of a natural growth for your company?
I think it is a natural growth. It's very interesting. Some of these companies that we've done business with maybe started 10 years ago or so, that we really started to broaden our scope and our goal to grow internationally. And honestly, they're some of the best relationships we have with customers. They're wonderful, wonderful customers. So I think a lot of it was natural. The world is a very different place than it once was. And being able to foster some of these relationships and grow in a way that is a very natural growth for us, I think has been really a great opportunity, and led us to where we are today.
And you don't need to give us specific numbers, but can you talk a little bit about what the international side of your business means to your company? Has it really helped you to grow and expand? Where do you guys view the international side of your company as an integral part of your business, or something that you just sort of do?
Nope, it's absolutely a huge part of our business. We have two kind of sides to our business. One is the defense side, more custom components, very specific to customers, and the other side is our commercial product line. We have one big defense company that we work with, that we export ITAR product to overseas. That's, like I said,
ITAR is, sorry, for those who may not know,
International Trades and Arms Regulations.
The super fun acronyms that are out there.
Yes, sorry. But highly regulated, really important to our country and to the world. It's a wonderful, wonderful product. It's a wonderful relationship that we have. It probably could happen in the U.S. as well. Mm-hmm. So that's, I would say, a little bit less specific to international business. Our commercial side of the business is our linear motors right now is our biggest commercial product line. And I think the expansion of that product line into Europe has been really important for us. Some of our competitors are international and in Europe. So I think ironing out a little bit more of that market for ourselves. We are very high precision, so we kind of narrow the market ourselves a little bit. But it really has allowed us to flourish and to expand into different markets that we hadn't previously been a part of in the U.S.
Sure. And so we've talked a lot about your international connections. I'd like to talk a little bit about your New Hampshire connections. So as we talked before we got on here today, you certainly are not, the world is much smaller than it used to be, we'll say. What keeps you guys here in New Hampshire and connected to your local communities?
Again, we have a great history since 1950. We have the family connections, we have the employee connections. Quite a few of our employees have been with us for 30 plus years. So it's everything from kind of the family-run business, the culture and environment that we pride ourselves in. It's really important to us. We have a lot of good suppliers. We have a lot of good lifestyle things going for us in New Hampshire, and I think it is really important to us that it maintains that way. Mm-hmm. And it stays that way, and we can flourish and provide good opportunities and good employment for the people in our communities.
And we have people who are watching this or able to watch this from other parts of the country and around the world even. Can you talk a little bit about what the New Hampshire business community is like? Specifically, do you have strong connections with other international businesses here in the state that are doing good work?
We have some really good connections actually with a couple of vendors, and a couple of our customers are based in New Hampshire. We also have a lot of good connections with the state and different departments, different groups that are based out of New Hampshire that help with exports, help with small companies kind of understanding the bigger picture and the bigger world. And I think those connections have really been enormously helpful to us. New Hampshire does a great job, or the state in general does a great job of helping with training, helping with broadening market knowledge. We have looked at different marketing reports. We've gotten connected to international companies and US-based companies, and they just really have helped us to, I'll say, make some of those connections that otherwise would be very, very difficult for a small business.
Sure.
So I think the community in general is very welcoming and very open, and everyone's trying to look out for each other, which I think is a huge thing.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing in a smaller state where everybody seems to know everyone. But that's a perfect transition into our next video we have with Adam Boltuck of the Office of International Commerce. So Adam, take it away.
Hi, Lindsay. This is Adam Boltuck from the New Hampshire Office of International Commerce. First of all, congratulations on winning this absolutely important and incredible achievement. I love the fact that the World Affairs Council of New Hampshire is choosing to recognize their first annual International Businesswoman of the Year, and I couldn't be happier that it was you. I actually was very, very honored and proud to nominate you for this, not only for the work that you and your company have done with us in the past, a little self-serving, I know, but also what you have been doing to give back to other businesses in New Hampshire, to your workers, and to your community. We work with the New Hampshire Aerospace and Defense Export Consortium a lot. We helped set them up, as did Eric's, and I know that you have been working very closely to share your expertise with those companies. And I know with everything that's been going on with COVID and all the international business impacts, that you've been working really, really hard to build your international business, not just kind of keep it afloat. And that really, really is something that I think deserves a lot of attention and a lot of recognition. Again, this award was absolutely perfect for you. So congratulations, Lindsay. Wishing you and your company all the best for the next year.
Thank you so much, Adam, for those wonderful thoughts, and thank you for nominating Lindsay for this. Obviously, you made a good choice. So, Lindsay, we've seen a lot of headwinds, as we've talked about, supply chain issues, Ukraine and Russia, the ongoing recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about what the future holds for Eric's?
Yeah, I think we are very aware of the supply chain issues and potential disruptions, I'll say, to our production and our ability to compete as a small company in New Hampshire. We are very focused on new products in general. We're trying to develop a new commercial product that will just help us a little bit in the world of competition. We are, we're focused on, I'll say, building employees and building our core group of core competencies and ensuring that those are able to be transitioned to the next generation of employees. But we're also focused on our sales expansion in general, and a big piece of that is the European market, really. So we're partnering with different sales reps, different distribution channels, in an effort to really focus on all of those efforts kind of coming into one, and leading to a successful future.
And you've talked a lot about a corporate culture, that you have a small staff, but a very dedicated and long-serving staff. Can you talk a little bit about what you guys do to foster that relationship with your employees, and what makes them stick around for so long?
That's a great question. I think we constantly are trying to improve. We acknowledge that there's always room for improvement. There are always things worth exploring and investigating. You know, we're a small company, so I feel like it's very important for us to get creative. You know, we don't have the least expensive healthcare, for instance.
Sure.
So we really need to focus on the family company. We need to focus on flexibility. We need to focus on company morale and culture. We do not always get it perfect. We are constantly in a continuous improvement mode, but it's very important to us. So we really try to celebrate individuals. We try to kind of mix things up a little bit. We did a big celebration for our anniversary, which actually happened in COVID, our 70-year anniversary, but we were able to do it this past year, and it was really important to us. I think those are the types of things that we're hoping to ensure we continuously change and tweak and come up with better ways of doing things. We've been really focused on trying to figure out how to get more into our community. In the past year, we partnered with Pope Memorial Humane Society, which was important to us. Unfortunately, I missed out on the event because I just had my son.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But it was, you know, things like that are just really important. And I think our goal is to continue those efforts, you know, focus on some team building things, community involvement, community service. And the more we can focus on doing that as a group, and really focus on the team building, I think it will be better for our company, but it will also kind of emphasize those ties to our community, which is important to us.
Yeah. So, of course, the biggest global issue for the past 2 years has been the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm sure it's impacted you guys in a number of ways, but what are some of those ways that it's really challenged you guys, as well as what are some of the solutions you've come up with to navigate that?
It's been a tough couple of years. It's been a really interesting couple of years, and we were incredibly fortunate to be able to stay open. I think that was really what helped us at the end of the day. One, everyone stayed sane, which was necessary.
But not easy.
Not easy. Not easy. But, you know, it was really important. And we really, in my opinion, felt like we were all in it together. We were there for our customers. We were there for the important programs that we're a part of, which are just important to our country in general. But we had to learn how to do things differently and how to slow down a little bit, how to make sure people were being safe and doing the things that they needed to do while still being responsive, still meeting our deadlines, still getting done what needed to get done. So it was very challenging. It was a good opportunity to see where our weaknesses were and where our room for improvement was. I think we did a really good job of staying together, staying sane, and trying to improve those items that we could improve as we could. We are not the type of business that can go remote. Manufacturing is very difficult to do from home.
Sure.
So it was important that we got creative and, I'll say, allowed for our company to figure out a different way of doing things and a way that would work. And hopefully those are some of the things that will help us to continue to grow and continue to improve, and kind of keeps everyone together going in the same direction.
So speaking of continuing to grow, if there was one hurdle that you could remove to that would really help expand your international business or at home as well, if we could just, you know, write off one little hassle for you or a big regulation that, of course, you know, we're not suggesting getting rid of ITAR here or anything, but what would be that thing that would really help a small business like yours to continue to grow its international presence?
So this is not specific to international business,
Sure.
but I think in New Hampshire, one of the, well, everywhere right now, but in New Hampshire, one of the difficult areas that we've had for quite a while is employment. It's really, really tough to find people. It's really tough to find the right skill set in every area. So, you know, in a lot of the areas we hit a home run. We have great people. And there are some areas that I think we need the right person.
Sure.
And it's really tough to find. You know, we're very close to Boston. It's a very different market there. We're competing with, you know, similar companies that are all going through the same problems. And I think if there was one hurdle that I didn't have to worry about or something that keeps me up at night, so to speak, I think that's really the biggest one.
Yeah.
We have a lot of great people in the state and in our company, but there's always room for more, and growing means more people, and it means you know, a good workforce that can learn and stay and adapt. And I think it's tough to find new people.
So any engineers out there who are looking to make a move to New Hampshire, this is the place to go. So we wanted to bring in one more final video from someone who knows your parents very well, and maybe told some good stories that we'll leave off off of this event. But Don Wivel from Firebrand International. Go ahead, Don.
To Lindsay Badger with AirX, and just to say congratulations and how happy I am that the World Affairs Council of New Hampshire is bestowing the first ever International Businesswoman's Award to Lindsay. This is a great company that I have known for a long time, one of the founding members of the New Hampshire Aerospace and Defense Export Consortium, has done a lot for the economy of the state of New Hampshire and working with the community that they're in, and just the business environment in terms of helping small businesses to go international. In particular, I find them to be very unique and creative because they have been able to get into one of the most competitive markets in the world, which is the German defense market. They have done a partnership in Germany, which is very unique, all without being able to really afford doing all of the trade shows that most of the companies do. They've focused on customer service, on high precision, on being the best of the best, and their marketing materials mostly through their website. So doing as much as they can as a small business. So incredibly unique, incredibly creative, great company. And so I'm just very proud to know the company and to know Lindsay and to congratulate her.
All right, thank you, Dawn, for sharing your insights as well. We really appreciate all the work of our committee members, including Dawn and Tina, to make this happen. So Lindsay, can you talk to us a little bit about what it means to get this kind of support from people who have worked with you for a long time, worked with your family for a long time, and identify you as one of the true leaders of the international business community here in the state?
They're very nice to us. I appreciate it. No, I think, you know, Don and Tina in particular have really helped us with so many things, you know, the state connections and the NATIC connections that I had mentioned previously. You know, we've done a lot of things for a lot of years, but the world is changing, and they really have helped themselves have helped us, but they've also put us in touch with a good number of people who just give us opportunities that we otherwise wouldn't have. So I appreciate it very, very much. They're wonderful, wonderful people and wonderful resources.
Great. Can you talk to us, maybe for anyone out there who's listening, who is thinking about getting into international business, thinking of expanding their business to other countries, what are some words of advice you may have for them in that process?
You know, I think the biggest thing that I can say is use the resources that we have available, because we have a really good group of people in New Hampshire that are willing to help and know markets in a different way than we do, right? I mean, we're any other small business. I think we're all pretty similar, that we have limited scopes of knowledge, and we do the best that we can do with what we have. So I think utilizing some of those resources that can help in markets with regulations. You know, there's a lot of regulations that you just wouldn't know and wouldn't think of. So utilizing those resources as a tool to get off the ground or to actually expand, I think is what I would say that I would do.
And any plans for the future expansions to new countries, new areas, or are you guys just taking it as a slow, methodical approach to your expansions?
You know, a little bit of both. I think we have some areas that we've identified that would be really good markets for us. We've identified new sales representatives that can help us to get into some of those areas. Our business really is structured on partnerships. So when we talk about customers, we talk about real, true partners. You know, we don't really just sell a product. We sell the experience, I'll say. You know, we have our manufacturing, but we have our engineering, and we're really looking for a good, strong partner that is a long-lasting customer and somebody that we can work with on not just one program, but multiple programs. So yes, I think we have great plans of expansion. We have a couple of ideas of how to get there, and it's just a matter of kind of checking those boxes and slow and steady progress. And I think we'll get there.
So one final thing that people on the committee, as well as Adam as the nominator, mentioned as something great that you guys really achieved in the last year, and I'm not going to try and list out the actual title of the certification, but it's the German, or the air transport A900,000, that one.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah. AS9100.
Yeah, so I hear that it's not only a hard number to remember, but also a hard certification to get. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about that process and why it was important to your company to do this?
Yeah, that's a good process. So we have been ISO certified for years, and quality is extremely important to us as a company. It's definitely in our culture. It's in our product design. It's in our relationships with our customers. Again, you know, they're partners, and we take that relationship very seriously. And it's our job to deliver quality products as close to 100% of the time as we can. So AS9100 was basically our next step in assuring quality, particularly for the aerospace industry. Some of our customers had mentioned it as kind of a nice to have. We had been grandfathered in, so to speak, based on our longevity and our vendor relationship or customer relationship. But we saw it as an opportunity to break down some more barriers, have some new conversations about some new products, and it has been really successful. You know, we talk about continuous improvement a lot in the quality world, and it is absolutely true with AS9100. It is a constant continuous improvement, but we really think that it helps us to get to that next level. It ensures that when the customers do come in and are interested in doing business with us, that we're ready, and there's not a whole lot of work that we need to do to really get up to that level. So it's a long, tedious process. We have a great quality manager who's just very good. She knows what she's doing. She's been with us for years, and she really helped us get there, and that was amazingly important to us, and I think opens a lot of doors for future growth.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful. So I want to give you an opportunity to offer any final thoughts or words of wisdom that you may be able to share out. But yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm really thankful. I appreciate the acknowledgement, and I appreciate the kind words from everybody. I think being a small family-based New Hampshire company has its challenges, but it also has its rewards. I wouldn't have it any other way, and I think I'm just really fortunate to have met the people that I've met so far, and I look forward to meeting additional people and having more opportunities in the future.
Well, great. Thank you so much for joining us today, and good luck as you guys continue to expand your business and continue to provide quality products around the world. And thank you to all of our viewers, both watching the live and the recorded version of this. Your efforts and interests really help us to continue to push forward. We are looking forward to our next event on March 15th. It will be the second of the Global Tipping Point series on global supply chain issues. We have Vikram Mancharamani, who will be speaking about the future of global supply chains and what to look for in that. So we hope that you'll join us either online or in person here on the campus of Southern New Hampshire University. 6 p.m. March 15th. So we look forward to that event. We thank you for watching here tonight, and we hope that you have a wonderful evening and that you stay well. So thank you so much.